Hi there, my name's Dana. Isn't it fitting that I hiked up a trail I've never been on to talk about the United States of America? And as I get to the top of the trail, what do I find? But a United States flag blowing in the wind. This flag is a little tattered and a little torn, but it still majestically sits on top of a hill overlooking some very gorgeous, picturesque background. It's fall. The trees are changing. The colors are just gorgeous, vibrant, and soon they'll fall off, of course, and winter will come. But seriously, how gorgeous is this? Running through nature, there's elk, there's bears, there's mountain lions, there's squirrels, there's birds, there's grasshoppers, and living in nature, there are people, black and white, Republican, Democrat, Christian, Jew, whatever it is, people of all backgrounds, people of all histories. But really, we're not all that different. And that's what this channel is about. Talking about what we have in common. Seeking to build on those commonalities and not condemn the differences, but using the differences as strengths to make each other better. Let me introduce you right now to a few of my friends. This is Malachi.
Well, my name is Malachi Hopkins, and I think I'm a really outgoing, hardworking, and passionate person. I used to be a football player. I played at the collegiate level at Coffeyville Community College. And then, unfortunately, due to a neck injury, I couldn't play anymore. So I was just trying to go to school. And then I was dealing with some other medical issues that an MRI from my neck injury led to finding a nodule in my thyroid, which later on became thyroid cancer from an Afirma test. So I had to focus on that. I got 2 surgeries within the same year. So dealing with that kind of made me truly come out as who I am, and as me just wanting to be a helper and make an impact in the community. So I do have a nonprofit. It is called Everybody Gets a Chance, or EGC. We do sports performance training for underprivileged kids. Now we're focusing more on youth development. So basically being a mentor for these young athletes and basically using the athletic training as an outlet to become a real adult. And I started this nonprofit. Basically, I came to the conclusion that I want to be a helper. And I decided that I want to be able to share that with other kids that have been in situations like me and just are kind of lost and need that discipline. And I believe I learned a lot of discipline from athletics. And a lot of kids don't have that accessibility to training, especially at the cost or just their parents to need the time. It's just, there's a lot that comes with it. I believe 3 things that everyone in the world has in common, and this can kind of go back to like my religious faith. We all have a heart. I don't believe there's one bad person out there. We're all sinners. We're no different than each other. Second, it kind of goes back to the heart thing. We all have flesh, We're no different than each other. We all have a nose. We all have eyes. We shouldn't judge each other. And then I think for the third thing is we've all been through something. Everyone has a story. It can be different from someone else's, but at the end of the day, everyone takes what they've gone through different. Someone's cat dying can be just as bad as someone's mom dying.
And here's my friend Neil. He was a firefighter in Los Angeles.
Well, during the fire, we have different people. Everybody has heard of the Bloods and the Crips. Those are 2 big gangs in Los Angeles. I was a popular person with the gangs because if somebody got hurt, they had to call the fire engines and the firemen, and we would be the first ones there, and we'd help no matter which side it was on. And we got to be good friends with gangs. And in my turnout, my big fire pants, I had a red handkerchief in one side, one back pocket, and a blue one in the other back pocket. And if we were going into a gang area that was dressed in blue, I'd have the blue hanging out of my pocket. And if we went into the red, I'd put the red out. One day we went to a fire and we were going along, this gang member come up to it. He said, "Cap, wrong color." I said, "Oh, excuse me." And I shoved the other color back out and the other one in, and he laughed and we had a good time. But they treated the firemen really good, I thought. We were there to help them. Well, 3 things. Most everybody knows good from bad, evil from good. That's one. Everybody likes to be praised. No matter how old you are, you like to be praised. I like to be praised now today because it's just a feeling that involves your whole body and your whole mind. And everybody likes to have a friend.
And then here's my friend Al. Al has gone through cancer 3 different times in his life, 3 different types of cancer. He has struggled through alcoholism. And through all that, he finds a way to reach down and pick somebody up that's fallen.
I like my music really fast. I mean, I'm a delivery driver for an intense delivery. I'm wired for 110, always going 220. One thing I like about punk rock is if you knock somebody down in the mosh pit, you pick them back up. I think that's how life should be. Somebody gets knocked down, you extend your hand and pick them back up. Our country is devoid of that. I think the 3 things that every person has is a love of family. I think love of a higher power. I think we all want to be loved.
What I encourage you to do is look around and see what you can do to make the world a better place by making friends, by celebrating our differences, not condemning them, by using our differences as strengths to make the world a better place, and by building on what we have in common. Looking out at the beauty of these hills, you've got the tall, dark green pine trees, you've got the majestic oaks turning red, the aspens turning yellow, and everything together creates such a beautiful, picturesque scene. Together we can make the world a better place. Together we can repair the torn and tattered flag that represents the United States of America. Because look at this, what a gorgeous background. The sun, the clouds, the mountains, the hills, the trees, even the homes that are scattered amongst all the trees are beautiful. That's what we need. We're not all that different. Let's not look at the differences as dividers, but as strengths. And together, let's repair that flag.